In this video, I'll share 3 strategies for organizing your financial life so you can put yourself in the best position possible to achieve your financial goals. And if you missed that previous video about 5 key questions for creating smarter financial goals, don't worry, because it'll play right after this video. And if we haven't met before, I'm Tim Fraticelli, and on this channel, we love talking about career and financial topics to improve your financial health. And as a physical therapist and someone who absolutely loves personal finance, I can really appreciate the importance of staying organized. I mean, can you imagine going to a doctor or having a physical therapist do an entire evaluation without having any structure or not writing anything down? But a lot of times we approach our money this way, and we use this sort of mental accounting to keep track of everything in our head, but there's definitely a better way to stay organized. I mean, you may not be a CEO of a company right now, but you are the CEO of your own life and the chief financial officer of your finances, so no more excuses. Don't be afraid of keywords like balance sheet or cash flow statements or financial snapshot. We're going to demystify some of these concepts in future videos, because if you're smart enough to know that the long thoracic nerve innervates the serratus anterior muscle, you're smart enough to learn these financial concepts. And if you didn't know that and you're a PT, then it's time to open up your anatomy book again, but not before we get your finances in order. That's more important right now. So the first strategy for organizing your finances is to start tracking the transactions, but don't do anything with them yet. Now, the simplest way to start tracking your financial transactions is to use a simple service like Mint.com or Personal Capital. I've had an account with Mint.com for years now, 10 years actually, and it's really simple to use and to set up because it just syncs directly with your bank accounts and your credit cards, and it's really easy to track and to organize all your expenses so you can quickly see how much you spend each month in every category that you've set up. Where Mint.com really shines is with budgeting, which I'll talk more about in a minute, but I've actually switched to using Personal Capital to track my financial accounts because it just gives me a better visibility of all my investments, my student loans, and other financial accounts, and it makes it really easy to see my entire financial picture. But whether you choose to go with Mint.com, Personal Capital, or even You Need a Budget, YNAB, all of these platforms, they're really simple, they're safe, it's easy to add all your account information, which takes about 10 minutes if you know all your logins. And another quick tip on staying organized, I like to use a password keeper app, and I recommend 1Password or LastPass to keep all your logins safe and organized. And it may take a little while for you to add all those passwords and logins into it, but it's really been a lifesaver, especially if you try to log into your accounts on your phone or your computer and you're just tired of looking up your passwords in your notes app. Get a password keeper and it'll help you to become even more organized. Okay, so to recap, step number 1 is to simply start tracking where your money is going. And really, it would be great to get about a month or 2 months worth of data here so that you can really start to see where your money is going each week or each month, because there's no point to trying to create a budget if you can't even tell where your money is going each month. So step 1 is simple. Set up a way to track your expenses automatically and let it go for a month or 2 without really trying to micromanage all of your expenses right now. Okay, on to number 2. The second step of organizing your finances is to create a financial snapshot page. For many of you who went to college or PT school or med school, there's a good chance that you've got multiple student loans at different providers with separate logins and different account numbers. And then you add that to different logins for your bank accounts, credit cards, car insurance, life insurance. And while it may be easy just to ignore the mess of different accounts and to try to keep it all straight in your head, you really should create a financial snapshot page, or a spreadsheet at least, to give yourself an overview of your financial accounts. I call it a financial snapshot page, and while my financial snapshot is really pretty simple now that I use Personal Capital, early on I just started with a basic spreadsheet, and I'll link to that in the description below. And on that spreadsheet, it included categories for accounts and important information like the account numbers and phone numbers and whatever other notes that I wanted to make about it on the spreadsheet. And that spreadsheet that I'll share below gives you a quick template in listing all of the accounts in the financial snapshot page. And this financial snapshot page is just going to make your life that much easier as you learn how to create a personal balance sheet and then a statement of cash flows. Those will be important topics that we cover in the next video, so make sure to grab that free download and to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that video. But before we do that, on to that third element to become more organized with your finances, and that's to create a budget and stick to it. Now, as you start to track your transactions, you're going to be able to see a trend in programs like Mint or Personal Capital or You Need a Budget. They're all easy to see and categorize your transactions, and since you should have a couple of months worth of data at this point, you're going to be able to take a look at your spending, your habits, and to see where your money is going and where you need to start being intentional about your spending. And look, the point of a budget isn't to feel restrictive or to keep you from spending or enjoying your own money. The point of a budget is to help you prioritize your spending and to be intentional about the purchases that you make. And yes, while most budgeting softwares out there are going to track your expenses down to the penny, I'm not really concerned with that occasional $4 coffee you buy. That's probably not the reason why you're feeling like you're living paycheck to paycheck at times. The problem usually happens because of the $50 to $100 purchases that add up throughout the month, resulting in $400 to $500 more that you spent on things that you couldn't remember spending your money on. And that's what I mean about being intentional about where your money is going. And as you set up your budget, I want to encourage you to aim to pay into a savings account automatically, like a scheduled expense each month. Set it to draw from your checking account the day or two after your paycheck clears. And it's even better if you can save money somewhere else, like into a Betterment account, where you can invest and grow your money into an account that's out of sight, out of mind. And for us, when I started my first job as a physical therapist, I had $200 from every paycheck go into our Betterment account, which we could access very quickly, but not really immediately since it took a few days to make that withdrawal. But since the money was out of sight and out of mind, it didn't really take that much time at all to save a few $1,000s. And you can use that to build your emergency fund or save up for a new vehicle or to automatically save for any other large purchases that you have in mind. The point is to make your savings an expense to yourself and to pay yourself right away each month. And looking at your monthly transactions and setting a budget, it's going to give you a better idea on how much you should be able to save this way, and automating it with a transfer every 2 weeks into your savings or investment account, that makes it so that you don't even have to think about it. You can find the financial snapshot page along with the other resources I mentioned down in the description. And if you like the idea of getting a little bit more organized and you found this video and the templates to be helpful, I would love it for you to subscribe to the channel. So be sure to give this video a like, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll explore those ways to use a balance sheet and cash flow statements to improve your financial health. I'll see you there.